Looking live at Haymarket Ice Arena in Haymarket, Virginia, where the New Jersey Rockets U19 AA girls are getting set to take on the Piedmont Predators. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo bringing you the action, the second game of a weekend down in the Maryland and Virginia area. The Rockets didn't get the start they were looking for on Saturday in a 6-0 loss to the Tri-City Eagles, but they'll try to make the ride home a little shorter here as they take on the Piedmont Predators, who took a 3-2 victory a few weeks back in Dunellen when the teams first played. They got a late power play there and were able to convert it, and that was that. 17 minutes on the clock as the Rockets skate over to their bench. They are wearing the black uniforms with red trim. There's red as the secondary color, white really the trim color. The Predators in the off-white base jerseys with navy as the secondary color and royal blue and yellow stripes about. They have midnight blue or navy pants on, sort of like the colors of the Naval Academy. Rockets will have Lily Latour in goal, and she will face Maggie Cowden, who is here in your picture as the trademark Michael Buffer "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" rumbles in the background, and if Mike found out about that, he would put a stop to it. He doesn't care if it's a youth hockey game or the Super Bowl. Liftoff, period one. Menikillo wins the faceoff to Jacobus, and it's brought in by Ulrich. Evans will move it out and skate it toward Metz, who sends it in at Latour, who knocked it down. It's loose in front. We apologize for the long view here. We actually didn't even have time to set up. We thought we were in the south rink and we were getting set up over there, and then it turns out that at the last second we were in the north rink, so we had to just scramble to find the position. There's no good perch here to give it to you, so typically what we do is we choose the offensive end for the Rockets and try to bring it to you that way. If there's a chance, I could try to zoom in, but that doesn't really work out so well. It's usually radio play-by-play type stuff to enhance what you can't see. Rockets trying to move it out. They're still in the first shift. Menikillo gets it over the line, trying to get through one. Gets through one. Still has it as Evans couldn't get her. They're changing. Wrist shot. Cowden save. Covers it up. Menikillo got decked there at the end, but she's fine. Rockets will change it up. Nieves on the dot. Rizzo in the slot. Francesca Hansen on the near side wing. Lauren Fox on right D. Brianna Paulino on left D. The defenseman cheating in there. Referee's making sure that everybody has their mouthpiece. Face off. One. Rizzo there tries to fire it, but it got knocked down by Dondero, it looked like. Battling for it along the end. Rizzo to Hansen. Shot saved by Cowden. Rebound loose in front. Picked up and moved out. Hernandez will try to move it up the left wing, but Paulino just interrupts her flow. Luca had it. It comes to the point. They go high-low to the corner. Trying to move it out are the Predators. Hernandez, now it's picked up on the end line by the Rockets. That was Nieves. Cece trying to move it out. It's along the boards. Hansen was trying to move it up and out. Centering feed. Knocked down by Paulino. Loose in front still. She tied up the player who was trying to shoot. Hansen breaking out. She's got Rizzo if she could see her. She had to dump it. 3 Predators were there. Rizzo's going to try to chase this down. Jordan picks it up first, and Jordan sends it through the middle. Hansen knocked it away because Deegan was trying to break out. Rockets will change. Matone jumped into the fray there and knocked it forward. Couldn't get the full dump, but interrupted a rush. Matone picks it off again, steers it to the far side boards where Haley Connolly sends it around. Kira Redmond over there. She's got a reverse field, does just that, gets it picked off, wraparound attempt on the backhand, one save, a second save, and covering up is Lily Latour. So the Rockets thwart the effort early, and the teams have traded blows here early. 14:39 left, period one from Haymarket, Virginia. And when we get a look at this referee, he has a long ZZ Top-like white beard. We'll get a look at him if he comes down this way. It'll be interesting to see. Hard to see from where we're at here, but the referee, an interesting look over there. Not one that you see very often. We can see the beard flowing all the way from here. Picked off by Jacobus as she just jumped on, and they're going to call too many Rockets on the ice, it looks like. I saw 5 out there. It looked like they had made the change pretty succinctly there. But that does appear that it is going to be the call, so the Rockets will be shorthanded here with 14:15 left in the first period. Piedmont will be on the power play. Landstrom will serve the penalty. So just so as you're not confused, when that's something called a bench minor. It's not a penalty on one particular player, it's on the team, and then they need somebody to go into the box and serve the 2 minutes, and Landstrom was the one that will do that. So she's not penalized. She just has to take one for the team, literally. Redmond spinning around over there. She's out with Matone on the back line to kill it off. Jacobus and Ulrich, the speedy front line penalty killing unit for the Rockets, who've killed off 20 seconds so far, 100 more to kill off. Jacobus gets in the way. It comes to the point. They work it between the points. Wrist shot, knocked away, never got through. That was Evans, it looked like, at the right point. Loose in front, saved by Latour, banked off the boards. Ulrich is going to try to chase this down. It's going to be an icing. And here, maybe you could see our referee and his beard flowing. Rockets change it up front. Nieves and Rizzo now up front, and it looks like Paulino and Fox on the back line. One-timer knocked away by the left shin pad. Rizzo trying to get off to the races there, but just needed a more fortunate bounce to get through. But Nieves sends it in. And Evans to Lucas. Lucas moved it up. I said Luca before, it's Lucas. Rizzo picks that one off, dumps it in, takes a push for it. Had the spin red, and that's going to force a turnover. Nieves toward Rizzo, redirected but couldn't get it at the net. Rizzo battling Fleeg, sent toward the net but knocked down. Evans took the worst of that from Nieves. It comes right down through, right in front of you, sent all the way down. Paulino picked it off but couldn't keep it in. 27 seconds left in the power play for the Predators, but the Rockets putting some pressure on here. Not getting scoring chances, but keeping the possession exactly where you'd want it if you're a team killing a penalty. Paulino picked that one up, skated it toward the middle. Deegan sent it at Latour, who steered it aside. It comes now up the far side wing in front of the Rockets bench for Cook. She couldn't quite handle it. It handcuffed her. Marching in are the Predators. Wrist shot saved with the blocker by Latour. They work it around to the fluttering puck coming in. Loose in front. Latour goes down. Shot went wide. Rockets battling for it. Penalty is over. Full and even strength now. Cook battling, but she's 1-on-2. Landstrom forced the play to the outside, and a shot hits off a stick and pops up into the protective netting for a whistle and a stoppage of play with 11:51 left in period one. No score from Haymarket, Virginia. The old barn look here for the Piedmont Predators. That's what they call home. A nice little town in Haymarket. The hotel that we stayed at last night, literally walking distance from here, but none of us walked. And it's colder inside the rink than it is outside. It's a cooler day, but a sort of a typical winter temperate day here, hoping for no precipitation for the long ride home. Minichiello had to hold up there, did Ulrich, who picks up the puck at the point, trying to exchange with Matone. Had to carry it all the way out as she was under pressure. A stick was up very high there, and she wasn't doing anything unseemly, Emily Permut, but had the stick very up high, and it was against the helmet of Ulrich there. Predators have it. They try to cycle it down low. The Rockets are going to try to interrupt that flow. Wrist shot from the point. Save Latour, picked up by the Rockets and moved toward the right point. Kept in still. There's a wrist shot that goes well wide and reverses to the other side. Another wrist shot from the other point. Whistle and a stoppage of play. They're going to call, looks like a face-off because the net was off of its moorings. So ref saw that, blew it down. And because the Predators had possession of the puck, they will maintain the draw in the offensive zone. If the Rockets had possession, they might blow the whistle or not. If the play moved out of the zone, the ref might go over there and try to just repurpose the net, refashion it back to its loose moorings there. And if they had blown the whistle, they would have just taken the face-off outside the zone. That's a little rules. Funny bounce off of the glass as the puck was on the dasher, moving in through the right circle of the Predators. They've had a lot of possession here between shifts. Another whistle. And what is this? It is going to be some kind of penalty, it looks like. And skating toward the box is nobody. They just moved the face-off outside the zone. So not sure what happened there. Maybe the net came off, and that's exactly what happened. Sometimes it's hard to tell, especially when the balance of play is happening about 200 feet away from the camera. This one moved out. Rizzo breaking out with Nieves, 2-on-1. Rizzo up front, backhander, redirected before it got to the net by Zoe Kyle. Kyle with a big play. Rizzo was trying to make the pass over to Nieves. Kyle redirected it. She could have, if she got the wrong angle, redirected it right into her own goal, but she got it away. It's a play you see more in soccer if it ends up the wrong way for the defending team. And a whistle on the offside as they shovel in the puck with 9:32 left. Period one, no score. Rockets in black, Piedmont Predators in the off-white. They'll face it off just outside the offensive zone. Landstrom at center, with Connolly on the near side wing, Cook on the far wing. Centering feed, only Rockets there. Landstrom, the main one. Paulino picks it up, curls around her own net. Stepping in, one wrist shot was from Permut. And Latour made the save. You see the scramble, and eventually the puck comes out offside as it goes back in a little too quickly. Chloe Fly whacked it before her teammates could exit the zone. Under 9 minutes now, period one. They face it off at center as if they just started the game. Jacobus, the captain, her second game back after a long injury absence at center, with Minichiello on the left wing and Ulrich on the right. Shoveled forward, right up the middle. Cowden's going to have to come out and just decides to cover it as Fly and Ulrich were hustling back. Fly to make sure Ulrich wasn't going to get a shot at that. Cowden assured that. Jacobus on the dot. Ulrich in the slot. Minichiello just had a picture on the left. Preds win it, but Ulrich nearly stole it. Comes to the point. Matone keeps it in, sends it toward the net. Redirected here just in front of you. Hernandez looked like she got a piece of it. Moved up and out. Kokorva Tries to get through Redmond, can't do it, and takes a spill. She was going to just try to make that move and get through. Comes into the near side. Kyle moved it forward. They went to the Rockets, but the Rockets lose it. Marching on in. Shot saved by Latour. She gets bowled over. This is going to be a goalie interference. Latour got the worst of that. Got her helmet knocked off. And I think it's Hernandez that's going in, Isabel Hernandez. If I did see 28 go into the box. Oh no, I can see it on the board. Looks like Ella Phillips, 16, is the one that went into. Oh no, now I'm. There's 2 in the box. Metz and Phillips look like they both went into the box there. So I don't know if that's a 2 and 10. Could be a 2 and 10. That would typically be why. So the Rockets with a power play. Nieves on the dot. Evans jumped in to steal the face-off, and she moves it up the near side wing. Up front, Nieves with Rizzo on the left and Hansen on the right. Matone and Redmond, the defense pair, on the Rockets' first power play. Hansen will move it in. Tootie sends it down low. Evans is the first one to get it. Rizzo tried to battle her, but got shrugged off. Matone pinches in from the point. It's sent down for an icing, but that puck's not going to have enough juice to get over the line. The near side ref had the icing up. It did cross the line before Redmond could get there, but the far side ref did not blow the whistle for the icing. Icing in effect in all situations at this level. And in this jurisdiction set of rules. Sent right up the middle, but picked off by Matone. One-timer. Redirected, but didn't get all the way through. Cowden might have gotten a piece of it. It hits Hansen. It's loose in front. Hansen shot. Cowden save. Rebound Hansen. She shot it, but it just was too close to the end line and to the side of the net. She didn't quite have the angle. Hansen sends it into a danger zone, but no Rockets can connect. 41 seconds left on the penalty kill. It goes all the way out. Redmond couldn't get it. They said that it was touched. She didn't touch it, but they said that she did. It was. I have the best angle for that. I can't expect a ref to have seen the same thing. It was behind the net. Comes to the point. Preds on the power penalty kill here for another 16 seconds. So if the Rockets can recover it, they'd have time for a final rush. But Piedmont is going to kill off the rest of this thing with an offensive attack. They move it through the corners and behind the net. Now the Rockets pick it up. Landstrom sends it up the boards. It goes right under a Predator stick, so that's a live puck. Connolly trying to be the first to get there. Jordan steers it around, sent it for fly right up the middle, and they move it out. They've killed off the penalty, but the player stays in the box. So I'm going to assume that was a 2 and 10 for the way she moved into the goaltender there, Phillips, moving into Latour and knocking off the helmet. I'm sort of surprised at the call. Didn't look like a 2 and 10 type of call to me, but anything with the head, the referees kind of have free reign to call those 2 and 10s, whether it's a hit, an interference, or any type of penalty infraction that involves any kind of hit to the head, reckless, intended, or non-intended. Rockets will move it into neutral ice. Jacobus got handcuffed there. Evans has been busy. She sends it up the boards. Korkurva chips it out, but the Rockets return the favor. Evans picks it up, gets through a couple of defenders there, and is able to dump it in. Korkurva can't handle it, regains it. They play ping pong along the wall, sent at Latour. She makes a save and jumps out to cover it up. With 4:41 left in period number 1, no score. The Rockets and the Piedmont Predators from Haymarket, Virginia. Joe Rizzo bringing it to you live. And boy, we have not had the benefit of good Wi-Fi to recover data signals that are not so hot in the area. So if you're checking this out as Latour makes a save off the point shot, if you're checking it out on the live stream and it cuts out here and there, there's just not much I can do about it. Today, unlucky with no good Wi-Fi available, and on Saturday at the Gardens Ice House in Laurel, Maryland, they didn't want to give me the key to the good Wi-Fi as Latour makes another save. And that's that. The perils of streaming live on the road. The rink is cold, so I have my gloves on now. Just figured I'd let you know that. And my coat I just zipped up. Predators move the puck around in the offensive zone here. They've had some sustained offensive pressure, but the Rockets team defense typically allows for the team to be outshot very often, despite the chances maybe not being of high quality. There's a high quality one there that Latour made the save on. And Piedmont still with it as Ulrich comes all the way down low behind her own end line there. That's a winger that's way down low, so somebody might be open there if Piedmont is looking around, but the Rockets maintain just enough possession. They just can't get the puck out of the zone, and now they finally do. And here comes Paulino from defense. She gets checked. Oh boy, Paulino got decked right there with the shoulder, and she's down here for a moment. Let's see, she's able to get up on her own, but the Rockets are going to go on another power play. Paulino not only got checked, but she got hit into the stanchion that is at the end of the Piedmont bench. It's protected with padding, but the problem is it immediately stops a player in motion short, and hopefully Brianna Paulino is a tough kid. She got up looking like she was okay. Rockets on the power play. Matone knocked down by Evans in front. Hansen nearly battling to get it, but couldn't. So Zoe Kyle goes into the box for 2 minutes for the, I don't know if they called it a check, interference, roughing, whatever it was, but the Rockets will attack with Nieves, Rizzo, and Hansen. This one's going to be onside. Hansen's going to be the first Rocket to get there. Fly gets there first. Evans wrists it around. She's been busy. Dondero sends it up the middle. Rizzo trying to interrupt Lucas, but Lucas gets it over the center line and sends it down low. Icing in effect, like we said, in all situations here. So even though Piedmont... Here comes Rizzo! She's behind the D! Rizzo on count and backhand! Oh, it went just wide! She got pinned against the boards there, too. That was close to being a check. Nieves through traffic, but it goes wide. Evans slaps it right around. It gets to the dasher, but Hansen picks it up. Hansen moves in. Wrist shot hit Evans' left shin pad. Evans jumps into the play, picks it up, and she'll try to attack the D. Redmond forces her to dump it, and Evans, exhausted, will get off with still 40 seconds left in the power play for the Rockets. Picked up and brought in, slapper, but Redmond knocks it down with the skates. Turning and trying to send the shot in there was Permut. Landstrom picks it up. She's getting a little time on the power play again. Sent it up the middle. Cook is trying to rush down for this. Icing is in effect, and it does actually cross the line. That puck was slowing down by the inch, but not quite enough for the Rockets to be able to nullify the icing. They have 17 seconds left of power play time, but they're going to be hard-pressed to get a power play chance here with the face-off all the way down in the far end. Piedmont will take that 10 out of 10 times. They win the face-off. Connolly prevented the pass between the points. Rockets block a shot, and Izzy Cook will gain the center line. She'll gain the offensive zone, but loses possession. And spinning, Freer sends it up the middle, trying to hit the player coming out of the box. Kyle, she gets it, but not for the breakaway. Wrist shot, Latour save, knocks it down, covers it up. No whistle yet. Waited a while for the whistle there because there wasn't a Piedmont player around, but the Predators have now killed off 2 penalties. The Rockets have killed off 1. We've got no score. Or is the score 0-0? That's always a great debate among sports philosophers. Is 0-0 no score, or is that the score? 55.3 seconds left, period 1. Rockets in the black jerseys, Piedmont in the off-white jerseys. Referee's having a discussion with one of the Rockets, Grace Ulrich. She's removed from the fray there, and she was maybe looking to get a break if the Rockets could have sprung her. So she lined up in an unconventional spot with her team holding an extra player on the ice for a moment, but that moment is now gone. Full and even strength for both. Ulrich tries to get through. The fly knocked that one away. Korva tried to move it through traffic, dove after a bump over there. She's hit the ice twice now, in neither case tripping. You could see that on her left leg. You can see her right here, 90. Her left leg has snow on it. Big face-off for the Rockets to defend here. 9.9 seconds left in the period. Not reasonably enough time for them to get an offensive chance all the way down here, but certainly time for Piedmont to put one in the back of the net. Rizzo's going to have to beat the buzzer. Rizzo in, shoots, scores! She did it! She did it! She beat the buzzer! Rizzo beat the buzzer! Can you believe it? The Rockets take a 1-0 lead against all odds. I just sat here telling you how it couldn't be done. They broke Rizzo out. She got behind the D. She released the shot with 1.2 seconds left. It hit the net with under a second, and the Rockets have taken a 1-0 lead into the second period. Luisa Rizzo with maybe a goal of the year candidate. And we're going to move it down to the other side for period 2. What a stunning turn of events by Luisa Rizzo as the cheering section is in full effect. Rizzo rocks them. Oh no, I don't think I can get through over there. Can you get through there? I can't get over there?
My girl to your girl.
Yeah. Redmond with the assist. Can I get through here or no?
Can you get in there to film?
Okay.
I'll hold this.
Okay, we're getting a little help.
Hold on, there's a chair right there. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Get up there. Step up there.
Oh, okay. I can jump over this.
On this side. Should we have it on this?
Up to you.
I still move with the dexterity of a lizard.
A little too high.
Very reptilian.
You're Chloe's dad, right?
How's it going? Nice
Good, good to see you.
How about those Giants?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'll take this spot.
Let me get this crap out of your way. Welcome to our neck of the woods.
Okay.
That was a buzzer. Pretty nice.
Yeah, that was special. Yeah, Tri-City. I'm still live here. Okay, new perch. Thanks to Mr. Fly, it's good to have friends. Rockets will face it off. 17 minutes on the clock. Rockets with a 1-0 lead in most exciting fashion as Rizzo beat the buzzer. They had a face-off in their own end, if you're just tuning in, with 9.9 seconds left. Off the face-off, Kira Redmond sent Rizzo in. She just got behind the defense, held her spot, and was able to beat Maggie Cowden at the buzzer. She released the shot with about 1.2 seconds left, and it crossed in with under a second left, and the buzzer went off to end the period. So the Rockets have the lead. Ooh, that one, I didn't see that one. That made me jump out of my shoes. Paulino's going to go off for a trip, as she was preventing Lucas maybe from getting some momentum out there. So another power play for Piedmont, their second of the game. And they will set up in the offensive zone. Try to give you the best version of this picture from the far end. Did I mention liftoff period 2? I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, we have liftoff period 2. We're 27 seconds into the second period. The Rockets have a 1-0 lead. Preds move it from point to point. Wrist shot through traffic. Latour got a blocker on it, and it goes behind the end line. Moving at the net, blocked away by Redmond. Nieves is going to pick this one up. She's killing it off up front with Francesca Hansen, CC Nieves. Sends the puck in, recovers it, comes right at you. Sent toward the middle. Cowden just redirected it for Jordan to break out. And they move it up, but offside. So Faith Jordan likes to get the wheels moving, and she did, but just a little too quickly for her teammates. 1:26 left in the Piedmont power play. 16 minutes left in period 2. They face it off just outside the offensive zone for Piedmont, the attacking team on the power play. Landstrom and Cook up front to kill it off for the Rockets, with Redmond and Matone on the back line. Shoveled forward. Landstrom picks that one off, looking for some open space. Couldn't really find it. Got a little help from Matone. Recovers it and sends it in. Evans right down Broadway, but they send her over to 43rd Street. Piedmont gains possession now as they try to set up. Kokorova behind the end line. She's going to walk it through the circle. Wrist shot goes wide. 45 seconds in the power play. 15-15 in the period. Wrist shot, save. Latour, she covers. She knocked it down with the right pad and covered it up quickly. So as the Rockets send out Rizzo and Ulrich up front, with Fox, and looks like Connolly may be getting a shift on defense for the power play kill, the penalty kill, down to 30 seconds. And now 15 minutes left in period 2. Rockets up 1-0. Rizzo got the goal. Rizzo knocked that away, chips it out of the zone. Racing past it is Evans and picking it up. Is Evans turning. Kokorova right up the middle for Kyle. That's Kyle. Wrist shot went just wide. Fox was there. Fox knocked down somebody in front. No call. Rockets spinning around. They've killed off the penalty. Paulino's out there, so she'll probably switch back to D, and Connolly will move up to forward for the rest of the shift. So that could be some deft work on the penalty kill based on who's out there. Comes up to the point on the left side. Jordan gets it, goes toward the net. Wrist shot, save Latour! She swatted it away. Picked up right in front of her own net. Fleeg. Hope, Menichello comes at Cowden. One shot, save, rebound. Oh boy, the puck was loose. Ref didn't see it. It was loose the whole time. Cowden got a break there. Ulrich put it in, but the whistle came beforehand. Menichello saying that puck was there. We could see it from our angle, but the ref was shielded on the other side, so he blew the whistle. And they're going to blow the whistle sooner rather than later on the goalmouth scrambles. That's to protect the goalie. Wrist shot by Jacobus off the face-off. Stopped by Cowden. We'll do it again. Jacobus on the dot, Menichello in the slot, Ulrich on the near side wing. Fox and Paulino at the points. Fleeg wraps it around. Hernandez got there to shield away the Rockets player, and the puck goes all the way back into the Rockets zone. They will have to start from there. From this angle, I can actually see the scoreboard, and I can inform you that according to the scoreboard, the shots are 17-7 for Piedmont, but the score is 1-0 for the Rockets. And if you're just tuning in, you're going to want to go back and watch the last 9.9 seconds of the first period, because that was a seasonal highlight by Luisa Rizzo beating the buzzer. There's a trip right there, and the Rockets are going to be on the penalty kill again for another trip, and this time it's going to be Lauren Fox going to the box for 2 minutes for the trip. So 13:02 left, period 2, 1-0 Rockets, and this is the third or fourth power play for the Predators. They have 0, so they obviously have not converted yet. And the Rockets will start it off with Rizzo and Nieves up front. Redmond and Matone on the back line. Face-off won so cleanly that it goes all the way out of the zone, and Evans has to retreat to get it. Both teams have about a similar number of players on the bench, consisting of what looks mostly like 2 defense pairs and 3 forward lines. So from manpower, a pretty even matchup. Wrist shot goes wide. Evans cheated all the way down to the middle of the slot. Nieves will battle for it in the corner. And it's battled for by a host of players from both teams. Nieves comes out of it, looks for some open ice, finds Rizzo. Rizzo can't get a hold of it, finally does, and chips it in and down. Rizzo now comes into your picture. Evans, who seems to have had the puck for half the game for the Predators, will skate it up, number 8 in white. Sends it to the right wing. Moving in, backhand, loose in front, Latour save, she's down, she's prone, she covers it up somehow. Hard to see from here if she got it with the glove or with something, but Lily Latour managed to cover that one up. Looked like Autumn Freer was up front. Jacobus now killing it with Ulrich up front. 55 more seconds for the Rockets to kill off, and we're under 12 minutes to go in period 2. Comes to the near side corner. That part's just obscured a little bit based on the perch that we have over here. We do the best we can. Sent around behind the end boards. Predators have the possession here. They haven't gotten a scoring chance on this part of the possession since the face-off. There's one. It goes wide. 22 seconds, 21-20 in the penalty kill. And then Lauren Fox will head out of the box, peeling off the corner, and can't get it through with the Predators. Down low, Kukorova, backhand goes just wide. Comes to the near side corner. Fox is going to get out of the box momentarily. Shot, redirected, save with the mask, rebound, score. The Predators tie it It's an even strength goal with 10:58 left in period 2 on shot number 22. Piedmont has tied it. We figure whoever leads the celebration is usually the one who gets it. I'm going to say that it was Faith Jordan. That's what it looked like. So not a power play goal. Fox was hustling into the play after the penalty had expired. And she's on the further side penalty box in the second period. I don't know if she really would have, even if she was in the other penalty box, if she would have been able to get there to affect the play either way. So we're tied at 1. Puck redirected and stopped and moved about. Rockets need to get this puck out of the zone here. They've been playing in their own end. And Lauren Fox will do that. She's tripped up there as she crosses over the blue line. And boy, that was a pretty blatant trip right there. Fox, no call. Menikillo at the dot, sends it to Landstrom. Landstrom tries to send it to the middle where Cook was there. Wrapped back around. Landstrom picks it up, curling, sends it at the net. Evans knocked it down with her right quadriceps, or the pad that protects it, and moves out. We hit the 10-minute mark of period 2, 1-1. Rockets in black, Piedmont Predators in the off-white. Sent at the net, knocked down by Latour, and she covers up. 9:52 left, period 2 of a 1-1 game. Rizzo, with as little time as possible was left on the clock in the first period, opened the scoring, and Jordan, I believe, was the one to tie it for Piedmont here not too long ago. Sent up and out. Fly will move it to the left side. They can't get it in. Freer picks it up, moves it back to Fly. Fly gets it picked off by Hansen. Rizzo tried to chip it forward. She had Nieves hustling behind the D, but somebody got in the way there. Rizzo was trying to spring Nieves in. And Cece would have been free. Comes down low. Shot was saved and covered up by Lily Latour. Latour doing the work in nets. She's had to pinch hit as goalie number 3, an unexpected role for her on this team and this year, but hopefully we see the MASH unit that has been the Rockets getting healthier and healthier, and hopefully by next week we see Emma Lacey and Arialis Markland back to full strength and in the nets, and then we could see Lily Latour playing D or forward, where she's an exciting and effective player to watch. Rockets move it behind their own end line, but they can't get it out. Wrist shot, Latour save, and she holds on. So the Rockets having to do a little rope-a-dope here. This is not a role with which they're unfamiliar. They've very often played this way, where right now you see the shots 25-7, and they're on the wrong end of it, but they need very, very, very little in terms of chances in order to put numbers up on the board. And in this case, they had the breakaway from Rizzo, and she made good on it. And we saw one as Latour makes a save with the shoulder, and the puck pops over the net. And we saw Rizzo nearly spring Nieves behind the D. And that's all it takes. Here comes Jacobus. Up to Ulrich, can't handle it, didn't get it clearly. Fleeg picks it up. Fleeg moves it behind her net. Kyle's there with her. She went the other way. Redmond grabs it at neutral ice. Rockets now have it, and they'll move it in. Menikillo gets through one. Menikillo in the dot. Tried to send it to Ulrich, but somebody got a skate on it. It looked like Fleeg. Here and Fleeg with a big play with the leg. Jacobus sends it toward the net, but it goes wide. Matone hustling here. One of the Predators, Korkova, trying to get behind the D, but Paulino saw it and was playing safety back there. Phillips will move it up and get it out. Korkova will move it in, get maybe behind the D. Redmond sweeps in and makes us, or that was Matone rather, that swept in and knocked it down. Latour with the save off the point shot. Rockets send it up and out. It's going to be an icing. Evans looked like she's favoring the left hand there maybe, but maybe not. It's just the way she was skating. Chloe Fly showing off for Daddy right there. Doing a pirouette. Was she ever a figure skater, Dad? No.
She had one summer camp as a figure skater, but hockey was going on at the same time. She looked at me after the first day. She goes, I want to do that.
Okay. So we get the background on Chloe Fly. One figure skating session and then saw hockey and said, I want to do that. But she did do the pirouette after the whistle on the icing. 7:15 left, period 2, 1-1. Rockets in black, Piedmont Predators in the off-white. Coming right at you is Evans to pick up the puck. Haley Connolly forces her to hit the brakes. Landstrom trying to force the turnover. Almost did it, but the ever-present Evans picks it up. Ariana Evans moves it in, number 8 in white, sends it wide of the net. Picked up on the far side by Lucas, who wraps it around. Hernandez had it for a moment. They sent it toward the net, but not on net. That one goes on net, and it looks like it deflected off of someone or something in front, and it goes in. So with 6:35 left in period 2, Piedmont takes a 2-1 lead. Evans leads the celebration, maybe. I don't know who sent it at the net. It didn't look like it was a shot. It looked like one of those sort of fluky goals that maybe hit Latour in a funny way on the pad and deflected in, or it might have hit a skate in front. But nevertheless, good fortune shines upon Piedmont, and they take a 2-1 lead. So now the Rockets, after having a 1-0 lead, have a hill to climb here, but plenty of time to do that. Well, counter with Nieves, Hansen, and Rizzo up front. Redmond picks it up. Redmond maybe trying to spring Rizzo again. She's done it again, but it's a little too far. Can Rizzo chase it down? No icing. Wow, I'm surprised they waved the icing off there, but a lucky break for the Rockets. Jordan battling, gets it to the point. Matone, shot redirected by Hansen, but it goes just wide. Nieves off the wall, sends it to the point. Redmond had traffic from behind, managed to keep it. Nieves is there, shot, Cowden save, stick to side. That might be the Rockets' first shot of the period here. Redmond sends it behind the end line. Nieves forces Fleeg to send it up the boards. Permit gets it. Rizzo there. Permit waits for Rizzo to get out of her way, but she never did. Matone tries to fire it off. Freer picks it up. Freer skates through and sends it to the far side wing. Redmond had to retreat because Permit was trying to get behind the D. Sent up, knocked down by Hansen, picked up by Jordan, and she's going to try to skate it in. Hansen gave her a little traffic. Eventually, Jacobus gets through. Jacobus got slashed right there. A stick was up. It was not a purposeful slash, but somebody had the stick up and she's kind of skated into it. Hansen trying to get through Kyle, can't do it. Kokorva fires it off the boards in front of her bench with 4:45 left. The Rockets retreat behind the end line to pick it up. Menachillo is out at the top of the blue line there. And boy, if they could get a puck out to her, see if she could get a little one-on-one, that might solve the deficit, which just grew to 3-1 as the Predators score with 4:26 left in period 2. So period 2 has not been kind to the Rockets on this trip to Maryland and Virginia. They gave up 4 to Tri-City in the second period on Saturday, and they've given up 3 to the Piedmont Predators here on Sunday. And a 3-1 deficit is now what they have to solve. sent off of the protective netting, and that face-off will come right back outside. The zone. Jacobus will take it. She's with Menichello and Ulrich. Get it in. Menichello was getting hooked right there. I mean, she's just blatantly getting hooked as she's trying to get to the puck. And the ref is right there. He just doesn't make a call. There have been penalty calls here in the game, but there's definitely now been a couple. A trip. Fox got tripped. Menichello got hooked. And it's not that she's getting hooked somewhere. It's the puck is right there, and she's about to skate it into the zone with possession, one-on-one. So it's potentially a scoring chance, which is more reason to call it. 3:45 left, period number 2. Ulrich trying to get past Evans. She whacked it toward the net. Cowden gets snowed. Oh, Kyle with a cheap shot. Oh, she might be out for the game. That was well after the whistle. She decked Ulrich, and Ulrich is down. Oh, boy, you don't like to see that. Zoe Kyle just absolutely flattened Grace Ulrich 2 seconds after the whistle. She was bearing down on the goaltender, hit the brakes, never hit the goaltender. And Kyle just absolutely decked her. Oh, boy, you don't like to see this. That has to be an ejection from the game. And now the referee calling for the other players to move away. The goaltender stays down. Ulrich is getting up to her feet now as Coach Jacobus is out there, and she skates back on her own. Boy, that is difficult to watch. Now listen, the players will protect their goaltenders pretty much at all costs, and the goaltender is down. Ulrich's bearing down. It's a one-on-one type situation, and if that puck's there, she's got to go for it. Cowden covers it up. Ulrich hits the brakes. She has nowhere else to go, and maybe some snow came up into the goaltender. That's what Kyle saw. She sees her goalie getting snowed. Snowed means you hit the brakes and you hit the ice shavings right into the goalie's mask. That was not an intentional move that Ulrich was doing. She just simply had nowhere else to go. And about a full 2 seconds after the whistle, Kyle just came in and just decked Ulrich when she wasn't looking. Coach Landstrom now has Ulrich outside of the ice. Coach Jacobus is clearly, I mean, if this is not an ejection, I don't know what you have to do. And it looks like somebody is walking off the ice over there. I can't tell behind the benches if that's just a different team or if she has been ejected. I mean, at worst, it should be a 5-minute major. The referee having some discussion with Coach Jacobus over there. He's not pleased with whatever the decision. And they're calling a penalty on Ulrich. This is theater of the absurd. I don't know what you could possibly be calling on Ulrich. Ulrich is just making a hockey play. She's bearing down on the goalie. She hits the I mean, is she supposed to try to... It's a worse play if she tries to jump over the goalie, because then you possibly engage skate blades, which is the last thing that you want to do or see. You don't want those skate blades coming off the ice in an effort to avoid a player unless it's absolutely necessary. With a goalie down like that, if you lift off the ice and try to jump, you're really endangering the goalie. But somehow Ulrich has found herself in the box. It's a 2-minute minor on Ulrich for what, I'm not sure. I guess unsportsmanlike for snowing the goaltender. And a 5-minute major on Zoe Kyle. So it's 4-on-4. And then Ulrich will get out of the box. No, it's 84. They specifically made her go into the box. So there's discussion here between the two filming people as to maybe if that was a bench minor. It wasn't a bench minor. It's specifically on Ulrich. They specifically called her back on to go serve the penalty. So a huge break here for Piedmont. I mean, by all rights, they should be on a 5-minute major killing it off, but they'll only have to kill 3 minutes of it. And that major penalty is you can score as many goals as you can get, as this is going to be an icing. You can get as many as you can get. And the person doesn't come out of the box. So that's a big difference between a major and minor penalty. It's not just that it's 5 minutes versus 2, it's that the penalty doesn't expire upon scoring. So 2:46 left in the second period. It's 3-1 Piedmont. They've scored all 3 in the period. It's 4-on-4 for another 69 seconds. Rizzo trying to get the break, couldn't quite get behind the D as Evans picked off that attempted pass. Offside as Evans sent it back in too quickly. They're going to face it off at center ice. 4 minutes left on the major, but 1 minute left on the dubious penalty to Ulrich. And Coach Jacobus, I'm sure, will have something to say about that call in our post-game interview, which, if you subscribe, you can find in a playlist called Interviews. Cycling it around and now gingerly sending it at the net were the Predators, but Latour makes the save. 2:12 now left in the period. 35 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, then Ulrich will exit the box. She was down for a while after the whistle hit from Kyle that drew the major penalty that has Kyle in the box. She got a major penalty, but she has not, it appears that she has not been ejected because, well, maybe, actually I think she has been ejected because Kokorva is serving the penalty. So, okay. So we did help, it's like having a producer or another color guy. Oh, is that 23 or is it 90? Well, we'll know. We'll know in a few minutes. We'll see at the end of the period. She'll emerge out of the box. 4-on-4 hockey for 35 seconds. Rockets need to keep pucks out of the net and see if they could put some in. Oh, okay. So maybe she has not been ejected. Usually the majors come with an ejection. 18 seconds of 4-on-4. Save off the wrist shot through traffic. Rockets will try to bring it up. Chipped off the boards. Nieves is going to bring it in. Nieves is 1-on-4. Nieves will curl it around the circle. Rizzo coming in late. Nieves looking, sends it to Rizzo. Top of the circle. Rizzo tries to get the shot off. It gets blocked. Was looking for someone down the middle. Here's a wrist shot. Save Cowden. It's underneath her, but it never gets through. Maggie Cowden with a big save. That puck trickled down. It went under her left pad. And if it had exited in any way, Rizzo was right there to sweep it in. But she keeps the lead at 3-1. Does Maggie Cowden 0-0. So the Rockets are now fully into the major penalty. They have 2:49 with which to work. 1:26 left in the period. Jacobus on the dot, Hansen in the slot, Menichello on the far wing. On the right point, Kira Redmond. On the left point, Grace Matone. Face-off is a clean battle, and Evans picks it up. Evans skates it right through the middle, and the sure-handed Ariana Evans moves it forward. Shielded off over there was Phillips by Redmond. Chipped up but not out, and we're looking to get Hansen free, so there's going to be Now a minute left in the period. Rockets will move it out. They're on the power play. Menichello tries to get through the middle. Fly gets that one. Fly gets decked. No call. Pushing and shoving comes in. Rockets got away with that one, with one there. Puck wasn't there. Menichello pushed down Fly. 43 seconds left in the second period. Rockets find themselves in a 3-1 deficit, but they have 2 minutes of power play time left. That will not expire because this is at the end of a major penalty. They really need to make good and put one in the net before the end of the period or before the end of this power play. Menichello and Fly battle it for it again. Sent at the net. Cowden left it in front. No, Hansen nearly grabbed it and put it in. It's loose at the point. Matone will send it right at us with 9 seconds left. This is where the Rockets work magic at the end of the first period. Landstrom tries to pick it off. Matone couldn't keep it in. And there's only 1.7 seconds left in the period with a face-off outside the zone. So unless somebody could basically win a face-off and just shoot it at the net and have Cowden flub it, we are going to go to the third period 3-1. They'll work the formalities anyway. Landstrom on the puck drop. Took a while for that timer to start. Cook kind of sort of gave up on the play there, and if she had fired it at the net, we might have had another one. All right, I'm going to go back and switch to the other end.
All right, bro. Nice seeing you.
You too. Go Giants. So Mr. Fly and I were trying to figure that out. It's a little hard sometimes. Liftoff, period 3. And the Predators, with time to kill off on the major, have done the best thing that they could possibly want to do, which is win the faceoff and force a face-off down in the offensive zone. A little harder to see the clock here. And that one comes right at Latour, who knocks it away. Comes out of the zone, but then right back in. Freer toward the net, knocked down. Rockets are going to break out. Paulino, she likes to get a step and get moving, sends it forward. It hit the ref. Tough break for the Rockets as Paulino was trying to dump it. Nieves, Rizzo, and Hansen with 42 seconds to work on the major power play. They'd like to get at least one. So it was a major, but only 3 minutes of advantage time for the Rockets because of the penalty. And here's a break. Latour, I don't know if she had to have made the save because the puck didn't go over the end line. Loose in front, wide open net on the breakdown defensively. The Rockets just completely botched a change right there. 3 Predators, 2 of them alone in the zone, and Latour just completely hung out to dry on that one. 4-1 Predators. They get a shorthanded goal out of this major power play, and that is quite a disappointment. That's sort of insult to injury for the Rockets here. They should have had a full-blown 5-minute power play. Instead, they get 3 out of the 5 minutes, and they've now been one to the worse in terms of the overall power play, which is about to expire here in moments. You'll see Chambers jump out of the box, and she jumps right onto the bench. So the Predators now attacking again. It's loose in front. Latour made the save and was able to get enough of the right pad on it and then the left pad on it. Menichello comes down the middle. Menichello comes into the slot. Wrist shot, Cowden save, rebound covered up. So the Rockets down 4-1. They have the bad news in that regard. The sort of good news is that they still have 15-18 left to try to figure out how to solve the deficit. And we know they can be potent. They've been outshot 32-11, but that isn't always indicative of how the Rockets will gain their offense. They don't need a lot of shots to get a lot of goals. Nieves on the dot, Cook in the slot, Connolly on the near side wing. Face-off won cleanly by Nieves, but a lot of traffic in there as Matone had to step in. Kokorva finds the puck with a lot of traffic, sends it all the way over to Evans, who's had the puck for half the game for the team in white. Nieves picks it off, dumps it off the boards to herself, regains it, comes around the net, looking for Cook in front. Evans blocked it away. Nieves still battling for it with Evans right here, right in front of you. Evans picks it up and gets a little room, or makes room for herself, gets through Redmond. Connolly forces her back and makes her dump it. Kokorva tries to get it on the other side. She does. Gets it behind the net, spinning around, trying to spin off Redmond. The Predators change while in the offensive zone there. That's what you could do when you have a lot of possession. They lose possession now and they have to move it out. Rockets can pick off that pass. I mean, that pass is happening every time the puck comes out of the zone. They are passing it D to D like that. So if somebody's exploding up the middle, they could just walk it. They'll have a breakaway and nobody will be 20 feet near them. And here is not quite that situation, but Connolly kind of does a version of what I'm talking about. And the Rockets with the easy zone entry. They wrap it around, do the Predators. Hernandez tries to get there first, but a Rocket got there. It looked like maybe it was Paulino. Paulino prevents the break-in. Fox picks up the loose puck with 13:50 left now. Period 3, Rockets down 4-1. They need to generate some offense if they want to make the ride home from Haymarket, Virginia, a little bit shorter. Right now it's feeling like a long ride. This has not been a good weekend for them in terms of the scoreboard. Latour off the loose puck covers it up. Whistle and a stoppage of play, 13:30 left. Period 3. Don't count out these Rockets. Face-off battle. Sticks get up high. Fox had her stick lifted way up. No calls, and they play on. Predators trying to move it into the slot. Blocked away by Rizzo. Hansen as well. Comes to the spot between the points, and Freer was able to put it in, back into the zone. It never actually came out. Preds doing a lot of this battling along the boards and having it go their way. Hansen has Rizzo. Oh, what a play by Freer. She stuck the left skate out, and Hansen was about to thread the needle right there for Rizzo to put her on a breakaway. Rizzo's got the rocket goal, spectacular fashion, into this net right here at the buzzer of the first period. It's a momentary highlight, but you want that type of highlight to be in a win, and so far it's not going the Rockets' way. 12:28 left, period 3. Shots 32-11, as we mentioned. A little harder to see from this vantage point for me, and just one scoreboard here in Haymarket North Rink, the frigid North Rink at Haymarket Ice Arena. Rockets win the face-off, and they move it up the near side boards. Next weekend we'll be in Tewksbury, Massachusetts for a tournament. We'll be glad to bring you all that. Hopefully more better vantage points and some good Wi-Fi or cell signal for uninterrupted streams. But even when the streams don't come in cleanly, we put up a better copy of the game, and we're glad to do that for you. Hit the subscribe button and the alerts button to see all that stuff when we put it up. Could be a 2-on-1 here. Redmond trying to cut off the angle, and she does so brilliantly, as if in an instructional video on how to do it. Rockets will move it up the left wing and toward the middle. That chipped puck hit Landstrom in the helmet, but she continues on, gains the center line, trying to push Evans in, tries to send it at the net. It goes just wide. Menikillo's over there. It's reversed, waiting for the breakout. Evans is able to get to it as Deegan just let her get it instead of moving in from her breakout point at the wing. Connolly to Menikillo, sent toward the middle. Evans lifted up her skate to let the puck go through and not redirect it. Jacobus was there, couldn't get a hold of it. Still battling for it. 21, the captain, her second game back after a long absence. That is the silver lining to the weekend that hasn't gone the Rockets' way on the scoreboard. Now it's up to seeing compete levels and playing all the way through to the whistle, and maybe with a little good fortune, the Rockets can come back here and see if they could steal a point. Here's Fox, sends it at net. It doesn't get all the way through. Freer picks it up, chips it off the boards. Phillips will pick it up and get it out on the left wing. Kukorva grabs it over there, tries to get it down deep, but it stays at the point on the left side. A puck battle over there. Cook is among them. It's sent toward the middle. Fox had to step into the player, got away with one there, threw the shoulder in to make a hit. They don't call it. That might be a little reasonable makeup for the egregious call on the shot by Kyle that floored Grace Ulrich toward the end of the second period, and somehow Ulrich ended up with a penalty, and that was 2 minutes less of a major that the Rockets had for a power play. And still curious about that call, but it's U19 AA girls hockey. It's not the NHL, and these refs are out here trying to make a buck, doing the right thing. And, we want them to call it the way that we see it, and they have to call it the way they see it, and the players and the coaches and everybody else has to abide by it. So that's that. 9:14 left. Period 3, Rockets with a 4-1 deficit. Can they solve it? 32-13 the shots. The Rockets have been the worst of that all day, but they've gotten at least the last 2, so maybe they're stemming a bit of the tide here. typically we talk about time and score differential. And with a 3-goal deficit or a 3-goal separation, the team losing, typically you don't say time is an issue until about 5 minutes left. Wrist shot, Latour looked like she might have gotten the right pad on it. Typically, we say time is not an issue as this is going to be an icing, and they'll whistle it down. The puck is just right over there. Typically, time not an issue, we say, until about 5 minutes left in a 3-goal separation. There's 8:22 now, and what that means is you just kind of play your game until there's about 5 minutes left, at which time you say, you know, maybe we need to do something different. Not necessarily pull the goalie, but play more attacking hockey than you otherwise would have. And we usually say with a 2-goal separation, that's about the 2:30 mark left in the game where you'd do that. But these are not exact sciences. And with a 1-goal deficit, typically in the last 90 seconds or so, you're considering strongly pulling the goalie or just taking a lot of chances that you wouldn't take under your normal system. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if the Rockets, if they get an offensive zone draw at any point, if they decide to pull Lily Latour for an extra attacker. At the end of a 6-0 game yesterday, they did do that for the last minute to just see if they could get on the scoreboard. They had a goal that was not allowed by the referees. It wasn't disallowed. It was a puck that went in the net and was brought back out by the glove of a skater, believe it or not, which would be a penalty shot for a closed hand on the puck in the crease as Menichello comes in, gets through one, leaves it forward for Connolly, shot, Cowden save, rebound, she covers it before Menichello could pick it up. So Hope got through one, she sent the puck forward for Haley Connolly, and Haley got it on net, but Cowden came out and made the good save. She hasn't been tested a lot in terms of volume, in terms of the 14 shots, but Maggie Cowden has played well as a lot of those shots have been of higher quality. Rockets are going to change it up here. Redmond takes a shift at center. We have not seen Kira play anywhere but defense, as maybe at the end of one of the lopsided games earlier where they just messed around with the positions. But it looks like Cook is back on defense, and Redmond is going to play a little forward here and see if they can get a little juice. Rizzo and Hansen are the wings. Redmond was the one who fired the long pass to Rizzo that sprung her for the breakaway that led to the Rockets' only goal. Redmond's going to hustle and pick that one up. She might have Rizzo again. Same thing. Rizzo, can she get behind the D? Didn't have the step. Jordan got back there. Redmond and Rizzo trying to work the R's. Redirected on the crossing pass, but whichever one of the Predators was there couldn't quite get a full stick blade on it. Good news for the Rockets. 6:28 left. So by the position switch here, the Rockets are definitely looking to change the philosophy. Rizzo trying to get behind the D. She has to peel off for the change. She was way at the end of a shift there. That's a tough call at the end of a game like this. But if you simply feel like you don't have the legs, you gotta peel off. So a tough play for Rizzo to make, but she does it. Under 6 minutes now. The Rockets have already started to take some of those chances that we talked about. Menichello, one-on-one with Evans. Here comes Hope, right down the middle, trying to get through Evans. Evans' bodies are off, textbook-wise, forces a weak backhand shot, and at least the Rockets will get a face-off out of it. So that's a potent forward against a real good defenseman right there, and Ariana Evans getting kudos from her bench, and she deserves it. She's been the first star today, without question. They move it out off the face-off win, but it's going to be an icing if it crosses the line and nobody gets there. Rockets hustling down. It looked like it crossed the line, but they didn't blow the whistle. Menichello trying to gather it, gets a chip from Nieves. Cece trying to get behind the D. Cece gets tripped up, and the Rockets will have a power play. Latour headed to the bench. Wrist shot, save. Rockets have 6-on-5 out there right now. Latour is out, and here comes Rizzo, and they pick it up. Let's see if the Rockets go for 6-on-4. Just leave Latour on the bench for the power play. It's something they might want to consider with the offensive zone draw. Down 3. There's 5:16 left. The Rockets have a power play. C.C. Nieves with the hustle. 1-on-4, powering through, draws the hook. An ill-advised penalty for Piedmont. It's the last thing you want to do at this point in the game. Jacobus on the dot, Menikillo in the slot. Rockets will play it 5-on-4. They keep Latour in the net and don't go for the 6-on-4. Jordan finds traffic there. Menikillo gathers it up. She finds Deegan, and now Permit. It gets out of the zone. And to the cheers of the bench, vociferously, the Predators cheer their players and their defensive work. Rockets work the puck high-low. Cook now takes the point on defense. Rockets looking to create a little more offense by mixing it up here, but a regular forward line is out there. Here comes Menikillo, gets through one. Menikillo, top of the slot, looking for an opening. Wrist shot, saved with the glove by Cowden, can't clear it. Matone winds it up, takes a shot at deflected off Kokorva, who hustles toward the puck here. Shot, save, rebound, Rizzo, gonna look for the wraparound. Gets freer to go down. Rizzo looking, trying to feed somebody up the middle. Couldn't quite get it through. Was looking for Hansen or Menikillo.
Go to the bathroom.
With 50 seconds left in the power play, the Rockets will have to regroup here in their own end. They've had some chances here. If they could get that second goal, maybe they could get a third and a fourth, but get that second to start with. Menikillo has been trying to get through. She's been close. She hasn't gotten all the way through. Evans, wrist shot, knocked away. It's loose in front, no whistle, or well, she had it covered, and all of the Predators just skated it away, and eventually the whistle was blown. See, that's an opportunity where if you see that there's no whistle and there's nobody from the other team there, you just send somebody deep and you fire it down trying to get a breakaway. But it's the whole play into the whistle thing. We react as human beings typically to what everybody in the group is doing. And sometimes if you can turn off that primal instinct and say, hey, just because everybody held up, the play is actually still going, you could get a huge break. And in this case, the Rockets need anything they could possibly get to turn it around. They're trying to work a power play here, but that time has expired. Redmond fell along the boards on the far side, and now it's even strength for both teams. So the Rockets had a chance on the power play to get within 4-2. They couldn't quite do it. We'll see if at some point here they pull Latour to try to get closer, but they're probably not going to do it unless they can establish possession in the offensive zone. Connolly sends it in, but the Rockets have to change behind. Fleeg gets it. Connolly chases her right out. The reason why you do that, typically you probably wouldn't do that in the regular part of the game, but at this point you want the player to just move the puck. You would chase in front of the net and you wouldn't go behind the end line. But now at this point you want the puck moving, so you'll sacrifice a little of the positioning in order to get the player to move out of that perch. Evans waits for her teammate to get offside and dumps it in. Time now a very, very, very staunch enemy of the Rockets. They are going to need a pretty miraculous recovery here if they want to walk out with anything but a loss. And right now they're down 4-1 with 2 minutes left. Unless they can really get one here with above a minute left, there's not much of a chance. And now they've sort of retreated a little bit into a defensive posture as the Predators are changing. Freer will pick it up in her own slot. Menikillo taking a shot. That's what I mean by trying to let the wheels loose. You got to just take some chances at some point. That one's sent down. It's not going to be an icing. It hits more snow than Niagara Falls on a Tuesday in July. Menikillo centers it. Nieves fires it just wide. CC had a chance there. She still battles for it. along the back of the net. Menachillo gassed after a long shift, giving it everything she's got. Her tank's empty. They move it out of the zone with 1:03 left. And now barring an absolute volcanic eruption by the Rockets, they're going to walk out of here with a result that they didn't want. Coach Jacobus will play it to the end. He uses his one and only timeout. And with the offensive zone draw here, I would imagine that Latour will probably not only skate to the bench, but also stay there for the duration of play. And let's see if the Rockets use 6-on-5 to try to at least cut the deficit. I mean, if you can get one very, very, very quick one and you put out an all-out blitz. I mean, we've seen goals scored in a trio in a span of 63 seconds. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And they're going to need that to happen here if they want to walk out. And boy, that would be something to remember if it does. And if it does, we'll be bringing it to you. It'll be happening right in front of us, right here. So the Rockets using their one and only timeout. It's Coach Landstrom leaning over and instructing the troops as to what they're going to do. Coach Jacobus is at the end of the bench at the moment talking to his goaltender, Lily Latour, who has really stepped up for this team in this role with the two regular goalies on the shelf here. It's a real privilege to have a skater not only be willing to put the pads on for you, but to excel in that role. And Lily Latour has done that. But with all due respect to her goaltending skills, hopefully this is the last game that she has to play in nets for a while, because that means everybody will have come back to full health. And that's what we want for our girls. Rockets will attack 5-on-5, and now they make the change. They really shouldn't allow this, the refs, because that was after the timeout. They'll attack at 6-on-5. They battle up for it. Kokorva trying to get it out. This is going to be a hand pass by the Rockets. It was kept in by a glove, and they'll face it off outside the zone. They'll leave Latour on the bench. It doesn't go all the way to the other end. It just comes outside of the zone. If you hit the puck with your hand and you are not the next player to touch it on your team, that is what is called a hand pass. If you do it in the defensive zone and the next player to touch it on your team is not in the offensive zone, then, or maybe just not in the neutral zone, then it's allowed. So, good call by the refs. Guarding the goal, Hansen makes a save, loose in front, and the Rockets have about 30 seconds to see if they can make this into at least a 4-2 game with a 6-on-5. Here comes Freer, turning on the jet, seeing if she could get out of there. Goes into the trap, gets tripped up by two, re-trips another with the leg. She should really be going as well because she stuck out her leg after she got tripped and tripped Nieves. So they both really should go off, but it doesn't matter. With 10.9 seconds, Rizzo the one to get either the trip or the check or the interference. They call interference, so, or maybe it was a check. So Rizzo steps in and she'll sit for the last 10.9 seconds. Offensive zone draw. Rockets would like to just win the draw and get out of here at this point. They don't want to have another one back into the back of the net. Shot blunted over there. Trickles just wide. 5 seconds. Still working for it to the Predators. They center it. Knocked away by the Rockets. That's going to do it. And the game is over. So the Rockets have the road back up through the Delmarva Peninsula after they clear out of Virginia. yours truly among them. Ride will feel a little bit longer because of the results of the weekend. Piedmont Predators with a 4-1 victory over the Rockets. Rizzo with the lone goal for New Jersey. Go back and take a look at that highlight because that was an all-timer. And it gave the Rockets a 1-0 lead, but the Predators just had a little too much for them today. Final shots, 33-16 in favor of Piedmont. So the Rockets did, for their worth, get 5 of the last 6 in the game, but they didn't have quite enough here. The turning point of the game was the major penalty that was somewhat, not quite evened out, but Grace Ulrich took a tremendous hit from Zoe Kyle after coming close in on Maggie Cowden, the goaltender, who was very good for Piedmont. And Ulrich was given a 2-minute minor that killed off effectively. We made it 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then 5-on-4 for the Rockets for only 3 minutes of power play time, and the Rockets couldn't capitalize, and that pretty much kind of ended it for New Jersey. So that will do it. We'll be back on with Coach Jacobus before the ride home. And in the meantime, that's going to do it. We'll be back from Tewksbury, Massachusetts on Martin Luther King weekend for the tournament there. We'll bring you all the Rockets action. And for now, that's going to do it. From Haymarket, Virginia, this is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching. New Jersey Rockets, girls hockey.